Good morning, everybody. Thanks very much for having me. I would like to take this opportunity to talk to you about a fun and genuinely useful process that I hope we're going to utilise. So A/B testing, also known as split testing. You won't hear me calling it that, but pardon me. Chicken or beef, tea or coffee, A/B testing. Back on subject, thank you, Laura. So A/B testing can equally be applied to emails and websites or landing pages. We've talked about failing fast in these sessions before now, and this is a topic where failing fast is definitely encouraged. There have been many times when I have been surprised or informed and sometimes dead wrong when doing an A/B test, so I encourage that. It is an excellent way to test or confirm a hunch, settle a disagreement. I know we don't have any of those, but if a colleague ever did have a different idea to you, why not let the public decide? And sometimes we just don't know. So a great way to make a decision on which approach is best. Here's a recent example of an A/B test. This was a West Coast Eagles example. You will notice that the version B has icons to really call out what's in it for me, the customer. It's important to note that there aren't more than one difference between the two, because of course then you wouldn't be able to tell which of those changes had caused the effects that you measure in the results. So, important point number one. When conducting an A/B test, the first step would be to set up the two versions, A and B. It really is that simple. Decide on which factor that you're going to use as the meter, the result. Is it open rates? Is it clicks? Is it conversions, etc.? And how long will you let that test run for? The longer, is that a question, Camilla? Yes, you may. That was your question. Go ahead.
Just on the previous point in terms of,
For sure, well, I suppose when you decide you want to do an A/B test, you probably have a good idea of, do you want more people to read this or more people to take action? Certain factors will influence different outcomes, so it's important to know exactly what you want to achieve and hypothesise a variation that is going to affect that behaviour, and we'll talk more about that in a couple of slides. So, a longer test means a more significant result, so encourage that, but equally the whole point of A/B testing is that it's incremental, fast and fun. So volume is another important factor, so using as many people to give you a better result is a great tip. Then it comes time to launch the email. I do often sweat before launching an A/B test, but it hasn't gone wrong yet. So you'll then find one of your emails is stronger than the other, and of course that one's your winner. That one I definitely send, yeah. And by regularly performing A/B tests, you'll find that you'll incrementally improve and evolve your emails, and isn't that something that we're all working towards? Here are some of those ideas as to the factors that you might test. So subject line and pre-header text are ones that I'm regularly changing. Pre-header is that part of the email that gives you the first couple of sentences in the preview window. And then you've got all sorts of things to play within the body of the email, the images, the CTAs. The only limit is your imagination, so go wild. Those subject line pre-header really do affect the open rate. All of the other factors will affect your click-through and conversion rates. So now it's time for a little bit of audience participation. I might need a glamorous assistant, so would you... Got to have a cup of tea on hand. Now, we're going to play a game of heads or tails. You've all been to a pub quiz. If the answer is heads, please put your hands on your heads. If the answer is tails, please put your hand on your tail. Please rise for heads and tails. Now, if you go out, you can sit down. We're looking for winners. Winners are grinners. And Milky Ways are wonderful. Question 1. Which of these emails got the better click-through rate? Was it version A, the puppy dog? Version B, or I should say, heads the puppy dog, tails the computer screens? Make your decision. Come on, Tara, you can do this. You get one on each at the moment. Yeah, it's not like trying. All right, you're all right. That was a warm-up question. Well done, everybody. Did including a link to the savings calculator on the recent AGL rewards invite increase or decrease click-through? Heads, increase. Tails, decrease. I'm going to need more chocolates. It was tails. It decreased it. So I think the more copy in there really upset people. Have a chocolate, have a Milky Way. I'm rewarding failure because we fast. I've only got one hand, I can't throw them. Pass them around. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Which day had the better open rate for high bill? Was it heads Thursday or tails Friday? I think we might have an overall winner here. Oh no, I'm wrong. Which question are we up to? Give me my notes. It gets very confusing. Alright, this is question 4, was it? Oh, this is embarrassing. No, the answer is tails. Well done, Matt. You've done it. You've taken it. Let's run through the last couple of questions just for fun. The subject line that got the better open rate, was it power up your energy plan or upgrade your energy plan? It was power up. Power up's definitely the one. And which of these got the better open rate? Was it here are your September deals from AGL Rewards, or here are your September offers from AGL Rewards? I thought it would be deals too. It was offers. And deals led until about 20 hours into the test, and it took the lead by about 3%. So, most importantly, does it work? So thinking of that last example, the rewards email, by sending out the A/B test to 50% of the audience, and then the winning version to the remainder, we had 2,300 extra opens of the email, but more importantly, an extra 1,300 visits to the site. So this is definitely something that is going to have an effect on your campaigns, and that we encourage that we do often. Here are some tests that I'd like to run in the future. I think CTAs are an area that's ripe for the plucking. Sign up now or find out more are obviously very strong, but I like some of these sort of more interesting takes. The image in the middle is actually a personalised image. You might notice that each of those images is addressed to me, Grams. How cool is that? Getting an image that is tailored to you individually on a mass EDM. I think that the football shirt there could work well for a West Coast Eagles or a Victra campaign. And that last one includes a weather forecast, which is not only local, but up to the minute whenever you receive the email. So the example on the screen is a golf email. I can imagine that working really well for a solar campaign, and today's going to be sunny. Crank it up. And to summarise what we talked about, this is a really efficient way of testing and improving your campaigns. Just decide what you want to improve. Think of a change that's going to do that, hopefully. Create the variation, and of course, as your DM team, we're always going to be happy to work with these, work with you on making these happen. And run that experiment and measure the results and share the love, so we can all benefit from each of the tests. There you go. A/B testing in a nutshell. Let's do it. Questions? But
Is Promo's Guide to A/B testing available on Amazon?
it is it's a very rare tome. You may find one used copy on eBay shortly. Sure. Yeah. All of us in the team are really happy to help.
Yeah, so with the EU Adobe stuff that Arvin's working on, we'll be able to do a lot more of that kind of stuff moving forward, so definitely. Okay.
How far off is the names on the back of the jumpers and the personalisation and stuff like that?
If that was something that we wanted to go ahead with, we could affect that in a week or two. It's a paid-for service, so there's a cost involved, but it's a very good value for money. Liz? Mitch?
Is there a central kind of repository for the various tests and results that you run?
Not yet, but what a great idea. Yeah, maybe that's something we should put together. Yeah?
Yeah, so a lot of those analytics will be built into Adobe, so hopefully we can start building that up.
Nice one. All right, smash it. Thanks, guys. Now for our the LT update. Byron, you're up.
We